This is the 2023 Honda Pilot Elite. Sonic Gray is the exterior color, and it has an interior color of black. Gonna have the white contrast with the stitching, with the piping. And this being the Elite model is going to be all-wheel drive. The Trail Sport and the Elite come standard all-wheel drive. All other trim levels come standard with front-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive is available. Obviously, fully redesigned, the base price is $39,150. And if you haven't seen one of these yet, let me show you something that is a first for Honda. There it is right there, the panoramic sunroof. And I'm going to show you some very interesting features about this particular model that have passed over from other models, such as the Honda Odyssey, that will make it more versatile in a multitude of ways. As far as size changes go, we're looking at an increase of 2.8 inches for the wheelbase. That's the center of one tire to the center of the other. And then bumper to bumper, overall size increase as far as length goes, you're going to find an increase of 3.4 inches. On the front end, there are two numbers to consider here, 1.1 inches up to 1.2 inches. That's going to be on the front. And then on the rear, we're looking at an increase that's pretty much incrementally the same. It's just 1.4 up to 1.5 as far as the width of the rear of this new Pilot. And taking a look here from the front end, turn signal indicators up here on the top, longer, more slim, more narrow, but have a little bit more pronounced look to them than they did before. Going to have the chrome trim that works its way all the way across, kind of a brow of sorts, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. And down here on the corner, we're going to have the functional air curtains to help improve airflow. It decreases drag, all that good stuff. We're going to have the LED fog lights down there. And a nice look with the front grille here. As far as the honeycomb design look goes, all gloss black up here. We're going to have the nice large Honda logo right there. And on the bottom, while everything down here is not functional, there's a reason for that. With this lower grille, you've got your parking sensors front, also going to have those in the rear as well. And then all of our different driving aids will also have the chrome surround on this area where you'll find that side air curtains. And a more squared off look to the front end, as you can see right here from the A-pillar forward, more squared off. The whole vehicle a little more squared off than what we had with the previous generation. The thing I like here is that Honda has done a really good job of not necessarily making it look a lot like the previous model of the Pilot. So we're going to have the hood lines here working their way up off the fender. The fender is going to have the fender flare here, and then the flat portion of paint, the body color here. So not a huge fender flare in this particular case. You'll likely have a larger one with the Trail Sport version. We just haven't had a chance to look at that yet. But it works its way up on the angle right here, flattens out, kind of goes up just a little bit on another angle with this line that works its way back and slowly starts to fade about right here. Fades away into the hood back there, a large bulge, and then obviously you have the same thing on the other side. Tire size, the width is going to be 255. The sidewall size is going to be 50, wrapped around the 20-inch wheels. And the optional side steps here, not something that's necessarily a requirement, I don't think, but they are there. Obviously, your redesigned mirrors, power adjustable, heated, turn signal indicators built in. You do have the remote right here. It's going to have a remote start. I know that's a lot of what you want to know more than anything else. Does it have remote start? It does. It is a proximity key. You've got the walk away feature and all that good stuff. On the lower portion of the doors down here with the door sill, you'll notice the lines here with the indentation, the way it works its way in and then kind of repeats that on the way down. Just gives it a nice flair to it. It doesn't look just typical. It's not flat down there, so it gives it some character lines. We're going to have the brushed aluminum right here working its way all the way down, and then the flat black trim around the windows, a little bit of gloss black on the front of the rear of the front door and the front of the rear door. Roof rails up there. You can put the crossbars on, obviously, and increase your capabilities of what you can do and what you can haul up there, the kayaks or whatever you want. Nice large quarter window back here. And then a combination of body color and gloss black for the rear roof spoiler. Would have been nice to see the rear window wiper tucked away here, but not a big deal necessarily. And the tail lights here, again, a nice look, new Pilot logo right here with the surround all being gloss black. That looks appropriate right here, I must say. And you can tell by the sticker right here, this is a hands-free tailgate. So let's open that up real quick. Very easy to do. And you can change the height of this tailgate. So if you said to yourself, that doesn't open as far as I want it to, push it up all the way, hold the button and listen for the beeps. And we'll close that down and take a look at the bumper as we're waiting for that to close again. We're gonna have our sensors back here for our parking sensors and all that good stuff. We're also gonna have the exhaust finishers here, really a faux exhaust finisher because that actually isn't open. So as you can see right there, but let me open this rear tailgate one more time, just so you can see that it does indeed go all the way up now that I reset it. And I didn't say everything about these side view mirrors. Obviously they're fully redesigned. You have the blind spot monitoring right here. They're heated, power adjustable, and power folding as well. I know a lot of you like that. It's here, and it happens every time you lock the vehicle. When you unlock the vehicle, obviously they're gonna fold back into position for driving again. And here with the hood, the one thing I am surprised at, the 23 CRV has the struts that help open and hold the hood when you open it up. Don't have that here. Still have the old style manual prop rod. Not necessarily a big deal to most people. What's under the hood? It is the lone option. It's a 3.5 liter V6. This is not the same 3.5 liter V6 from the previous generation. It makes 285 horsepower and 262 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to now a 10-speed automatic transmission. And how about those all-important MPGs? Not bad for a large SUV. 19 city, 25 highway, 21 combined. And Honda says you should use 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles you drive. Towing numbers remain the same for the Pilot. 3,500 up to 5,000 pounds, and 18.6 up to 86.5 up to 87 cubic feet of cargo capacity. Obviously you can lower the rear seats here. You can see those are already lowered down. And then the second row right there, we can lay those flat and maximize cargo capacity as well. The good thing I like here is that you have a two-sided floor. You've got the plastic side, so if you have something back here, sand, it's gonna get sand or dirt or whatever in this area, you can use that. You obviously have the cargo mat right here as well, but you have the carpeted side there also. But that's not all there is here. There is something very interesting that I want to show you that I kind of referenced earlier, and it has to do with this middle seat in the second row. So what's gonna happen, I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not, but I'm gonna try. There we go. So we're gonna pull down on that release. That lays the seat flat. And then right up here, when you pull on this release, it allows you to tilt the seat forward, which I don't think I can do one-handed. I don't know if I can do that or not, but I'll show you the result here. But you can tilt that forward, move it out of place, and the seat fits right back here. I don't know if it's here. I don't think it is. There is actually a strap that you can use to strap over this to hold it in place if you want to. I don't really think that's a big issue right there. And obviously you have instructions on everything you can do right here as far as this floor goes. So let's get this in place if I can do this one-handed. I'm not sure that I actually can. That's gonna be kind of hard to do. But as you can see, that's how all of that works. If you're wondering how to lower these rear seats and then put them back in place, it's all done with the strap right here. A little hard to do one-handed, but as you can see, that's how it works. Not too terribly difficult. Okay guys, I got my buddy Andrew on the camera for the moment from here at Holmes Honda. I want to show you the walk-away feature back here on this rear door. So here's what happens. I'm not going to push it yet, but you're going to push this button right here. And from what we've seen, if you kind of just stand here, I think it's proximity based, I'm not completely sure, but here's the thing. I'm going to push the button, and I'm just going to stand here for a few seconds. Notice the door is not coming down, nothing is happening, but I'm going to walk away now, and there we go. That is the walk-away feature. So if you have some grocery bags and you're trying to not make maybe more than one trip back and forth to the house and all that kind of stuff, that feature is helpful because you can stand back here, you can hit the button and go ahead and gather everything up in your hands. When you're ready to walk into the house, well, you don't have a free hand, even though you do have the sensor underneath here. But whatever the case is, you can just walk away, and as you're walking away, that rear door is going to close by itself. And the thing I like here, nothing new, but it is still here, just so you know, you can change the position of these seats. And you can do a couple of things. You can hit this button right here to get that up and out of the way. Very easy to do. Now I'm going to hop into the rear seat area here, and I'm going to pull this back, and you can kind of see the difference in potential leg space. But let's pull it all the way back. It's still not too bad as it is right here. I have some room. I wouldn't be able to stretch out as much as I might want to, but it is what it is. And we'll take a look over here. Obviously, we're going to have this on both sides. The USB port, we're going to have the air conditioning vent, a couple of cup holders, and a nice view from back here with the panoramic sunroof. It's really going to be better from the middle row seats, but just so you can see what's here. And if the kids jump out of the middle row seats, it would be kids, right? Well, it could be adults as well. And they forget to let the rear seat passenger out. Well, that's what that's for, or rear seat passengers, I should say, plural, because there could be more than one back here. But that's how easy it is to move that seat up and out of the way and hop on out. And taking a look at the door panel for the rear doors, you do still have the privacy shades back here, if I can get that in place. There we go, we can see that. Gonna have a little bit of trim right here. The brushed aluminum door handle. You can lower the window there if you want to, and obviously a couple of options for a bottle holder, maybe even a square bottle right there, the upper and the lower door bins. And then if you want to maximize cargo capacity, the seats can be lowered just like that. Very easy to deal with. And then right here, there is room. So you've got the drink holders here, snacks can go here, or that can simply be moved out of the way. Hard to do that one-handed, but you get the idea. An interesting thing here, a seat pocket right here on the upper portion of the rear of the front seats on both sides, plus that lower pocket. Let me close the door here. And then we're going to have dual air conditioning vents down here. We're going to have heated seats for the outboard seats. You can control everything here. It is tri-zone climate control. And then right down here, let's take a look, see if we can see. Yeah, there you go. USB connectivity. And let's see if I can get that out of the way to show you the power outlet right there. And by the way, there is the view with the panoramic sunroof from the middle row seats. And taking a look in through the passenger side door, kind of similar to what we saw with the rear doors, you're going to have plenty of space for a couple of different bottle styles, snacks, more down here, soft touch materials, and that is very soft and very comfortable. Power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger here. Quite a bit of gloss black, but in an area where most likely I don't think people are going to be reaching and touching too much. There you go right there. So there's a surround on the air conditioning vent, a little bit of space up here. I like how Honda made use of that space. And then we're going to have our dual zone in the front, climate control, and check this out. Ventilated seats, not heated only. You don't have to go to Canada to get that. That's a good thing. So I'm going to probably use that later on the test drive because it's warm enough to. So we're going to have a couple more USB connectivity options. There's a 12 volt space right there. Well, whatever will fit. I don't know that a phone would fit in there because it's not quite deep enough. Wireless charging. And we will have the push button shifter. I know there's varying opinions on that. Tell me what your opinion is. Surrounded by gloss black. Power parking brake, brake hold mode, hill start assist. You can turn off the auto stop start feature, and you can use this right here, either direction, to select modes. We also have a really wide, this is the widest I've ever seen for Honda, I believe, console, center console. Wide, plenty of space down in there, and then obviously you can control everything here as far as the panoramic sunroof goes. And just so you can see, there is a shade that you can bring forward if so desired. Let's take a look at the conversation mirror. Yes, it is still there, and doubling as a sunglass holder. If I can get that to come down. Yeah, you can put it in place like I just had it right there. The vanity mirrors here within the sun visors, you can close that up, and let's see how far they come back. They do come back pretty far. There's a tiny bit of space right there where sun could get through, but the passenger would have to be sitting way back, or the driver over there in the driver's seat, for that to be an issue. But I'll tell you what, we're just getting started. There's a lot to tell you about right here with the infotainment screen. And for the most part, everything pretty much the same here on the driver's side, with a few exceptions. You can control all 4 windows. The locks for the windows, you can turn those on and off and control those. Heated, power folding, power adjustable side view mirrors. Only on the driver's side when we find seat memory. There are 2 settings there. It would have been nice to have seen that on the passenger side as well. You can turn off traction control right here. You can control the power rear tailgate, not liftgate, tailgate, and the manually adjustable steering wheel, tilt and telescopically adjustable, as you can see there. So if I turn on the headlights, you can see the graphic of the vehicle right there. So obviously that's a good thing. A very nice looking, fully digital instrument display, instrument cluster there. Very well done, very nicely designed and redesigned for 2023. And then shifter paddles for managing that 10-speed automatic transmission. And by the way, let's go looking through our driving modes. We're going to start here with Econ. We've got Sport, Econ, or excuse me, Normal. I'll let you see the graphics as I do this. There's Econ, there's Snow, quite a few driving modes here. Trail is an option, Sand, and Tow mode. And here is something interesting to see. When you go into the appropriate mode, let's see if we can get back up here and get rid of that real quick. What's going to happen here, we're going to change modes here, and the camera is going to come on. That should come on. Let's see if it will do that for us. Well, maybe it's not going to do that for us, but I will show you all the different camera views. In fact, let's do that right now. Here's the button right here. You can go through all of your different camera views. All you have to do is hit that and take a look at the multiple camera views. That's the front view camera. And there is your camera washer. All I did was run the windshield washer fluid. So every time you do that, it doesn't matter if the camera is up on the screen or not. It's automatically going to spray that stream of windshield washer fluid across the front camera. And all I did was just pull back right there. Just very simple to do as far as that goes, in case you were wondering how I did that. The overhead 360-degree view. There are multiple camera views here. As you can see, you can go through so much. Honda really stepped up their game with the Pilot for 2023. No doubt about it. So depending on what you want to see, and you can even use the button right there to go through those different camera views, depending on what you want to see. Now, we will have the newly updated infotainment screen. You can see everything that's here. You've got navigation built in, or you can pair your smartphone if you want to, and then use that, use Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff. It's all here. It's all compatible. Very simple to use. And we'll go into vehicle settings and show you the updated graphics that are going to be here to let you know what you're going to be working on and or changing. Quite a bit going on here. It looks fantastic. I think Honda has really outdone themselves here. It looks nice. It looks modern. People aren't going to say it's antiquated anymore. That is a fact. By the way, I want to make sure to let you know, you also have a heated steering wheel. Obviously, that's where you turn that on. We don't need that today because it is warm outside in Northwest Louisiana. And hopefully you can see it on the screen well. There is a head-up display. So obviously that's nice and bright. It looks well. It looks good. Just to let you know what's here, again, just showing you all of the different things that are new here on the Pilot for 2023. All right, get out on the road for a quick test drive with this Pilot Elite. Comfortable ride quality and comfortable seating. Obviously, you know, one thing I do need to do here is turn on my ventilated seats. It is in the mid-70s right now. That's right, here on February the 23rd of 2023. It's in the mid-70s in Northwest Louisiana. I hope that isn't a prelude to what we're going to deal with this summer. But anyway, have my ventilated seats on. What a treat. The seating itself, very comfortable. The ride quality, it's comfortable. The handling is good. You're going to sacrifice a little bit of handling for a good, comfortable ride quality. Now, I know there might be some people out there that are going to say, well, Tom, I don't think it rides that well. I've driven a 23 Pilot, and I didn't think it was all that comfortable of a ride. Here's the thing I have to say about that. Keep in mind, Everybody is used to a particular vehicle that they drive on a regular basis. And so the fact that some people might be used to a vehicle that doesn't ride as well, they might hop into these new Pilots and say, man, they ride like a Cadillac. Or if you're used to maybe driving a Cadillac, you might say something else. One way or another, I think the ride quality here is very good. A great road trip vehicle, that's for sure. Very versatile. You can take the whole family on a road trip. Well, depending on who you are. If you're Kevin McAllister's family, well, obviously you couldn't, but Honda doesn't have anything that big, do they? Unless you had a trailer back there and you put some more people in that. But anyway, for those of you who don't get it, I apologize. Just Google who is Kevin McAllister and you'll figure it out. But plenty of room here. Very versatile. It's a great daily driver. It's great for, you could haul things back there. It's almost along the same lines of the Odyssey, where it's so versatile because you can lay everything flat back there with the seats, with the second and the third row of seats, and haul whatever you need to haul back there. You could use it as a work van or something like that. I don't know if I call it a work van, but a work SUV. Well, there we go. So a lot of versatility here. Easy to get around. You know, it's not a full-size SUV in the line of a Suburban or a Yukon or an Expedition or anything like that. But if somebody was stepping out of, say, an HRV into this Pilot, with the Pilot Elite, you might say to yourself, yeah, that's my situation. I'm kind of nervous about how much larger it is. Well, for one thing, it's not bad. It's very versatile. It gets around very easy, a good turning radius for its size. But with all those multiple camera angles, you just can't have a problem. As long as you look and take a look around you, no big deal. And keep in mind, a lot of us did that kind of stuff for many, many years, decades, without the aid of all the cameras, and we did just fine. So with the cameras, it just makes it that much easier. The acceleration of the new 3.5 liter six-cylinder that's under the hood, I really can't tell a big difference, to be honest with you, as far as how it behaves, but Honda says it's improved, so I'm just going to go with that. You do have the 10-speed automatic transmission now that is standard across all trims. So you've got the 3.5 liter six-cylinder. You also have the standard. And when I say standard, I mean it's what every single one comes with. I better be careful how I say that, because somebody's going to say, Tom, it's not actually a standard transmission. You know, the correction Nazis that don't always know what they're talking about. But let me correct myself here. Every Pilot comes with a 3.5 liter six-cylinder and a 10-speed automatic transmission. I'm going to have to change my terminology on that, I think. But anyway, hopefully that gave you a little bit of a laugh, kind of correcting myself there. Let's do a little bit of an acceleration test. I'm going to wait until we pass this Silverado right here, just in case he decided to pull out in front of me. But we'll slow down a little bit here. There's nobody behind us. Let's just see how we do. Can I tell a difference? I'm going to be completely honest here. You got to keep in mind, I review vehicles for a living. I've done thousands of test drives. I'm a race car driver. I have a lot of experience behind the wheel that the average person doesn't have. I can actually tell a little bit of a difference. And I'm in normal driving mode. For once, I didn't concern myself with changing over to sport mode, which I would normally do. So I can tell a little bit of a difference compared to the previous generation of the Pilot as to what I just experienced here. So it does seem to get up to speed a little quicker than it did before. So there are some noticeable differences between the previous 3.5 liter and the current 3.5 liter. And that is what's new with the 2023 Honda Pilot Elite. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. Did Honda make the right changes? Do you think they left anything out? Tell me what your thoughts are. Curious to get your feedback. Gotta say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Pilot Elite for the day, and a special thank you to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.